we, sir?
Okay.
We're ready.
Are we ready to go on?
He's just gonna be 1 minute.
Violation, alleged violations.
Yeah. We're going this direction.
So.
So they minded to their part B. Okay. So they minded their part B and they're getting ready to reclaim it. They have reclaimed it. This is reclaimed. Okay. That doesn't look like Blair Mountain used to.
Now, did John explain to you about the contour on right now?
Well, here
Right there where Kenny broke his leg?
There's three things found here. One, there's some surface disturbances and some timbering activity that Kenny says happened in about 2009 up on the top. To me, it looks like it was the land company, coal company, timber company, something like that. Doing that. We got photos of that, and then there's this disturbance here, which is already mapped here on the map, and you can see from Google Earth that's past the 1,000-foot buffer line from the Blair Mountain Battlefield nomination area. And there's also mining disturbance within Part B of the core permit that's up atop the hill. And so that's what we found, and I think that there's probably differences of opinion between DEP and us and the Corps as far as what that means, but I think that'll all get sorted out. So
That's fair. Fair. That's fair. That's fair.
You just don't know. I think you got jurisdiction over. I mean, I think the SMACR entity is the primary entity that to write the violations, but I mean. I don't know. Different position, so. I just think it's a legal decision that's got to be made.
Well, I think I understand based on our previous site visit that they took the position that they're not required to enforce the provisions of the 404 permit. Is that correct, Benny?
The agency's going to discuss that, Joe.
So does that mean that's open to interpretation?
The agency will discuss it, and you will get a follow-up documentation, inspection report based on today's re-inspection as the board required.
Okay, so can it
And that's
all,
official.
on the summation, can we agree that we did find surface disturbance here today on the permit and within the battlefield?
There is logging, there is roads have been cut. So if you want to say that that's surface disturbance, yeah, I would say that's definitely surface disturbance. Was it conducted by Aracoma Coal? I got my real doubts about it.
So who's responsible for it? If Natural Resource Partners owns it, and Aracoma Coal or Alpha Natural Resources or whoever owns or has it leased, whose responsibility is it to protect it and follow the law?
In my mind, it would be the individuals that conducted the activity.
But it's not, your position is, based on the last report that you submitted to us, that there were surface disturbances, but there were no mining permit violations.
Well, that surface disturbance would be this, Joe. This surface disturbance around through here.
But you
where
didn't.
there was no mining.
But you did not cite them in any way, shape, or form to this, right? Okay. Okay.
No, we did not.
Okay.
Well, it's like up the hill.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We're going to escort Kenny.
That's just like audio.
Hey, Kenny. Kenny. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Kenny.
Go ahead.
This camera.
With Rob.
I'll stay with
You,
Rob.
I'll stay with you. You tell me what to
You
say.
stay with the camera.
Well,
You gotta stay. You gotta stay with this camera. You have to explain to him what he's seeing, like what this is over here that he's looking at, what these surrounding areas are.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Rob. Rob, come over here. Okay.
you want to explain to him what that is down there?
Well, that's a ditch.
That 3,000 foot.
Yeah,
Clear cut
2,000
over
long
there?
foot long ditch that goes around the corner.
See?
But it doesn't look. They didn't mind the slope yet. They just clear cut the whole thing because it's got bushes and everything on it. But you can see where they hydro seeded or put hay on top of that ditch and tried to reclaim it. But that's all on. I mean, the whole ditch and everything here is on Part B,
Now,
pretty much. I think it just.
Rob, did you show him this area where Kenny fell out today?
It's directly
I
below.
want to zoom in on that down there again.
All right. Well, if we're doing details, it's
What's
it's
that?
tripod time again.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I can just get something just to have.
Because everything here that you're looking at would be on Part B from there right there, that way. Right,
Pretty
Kenny?
much that. Part B starts.
Right that ditch, don't Rob?
Part B starts right where the ditch, the corner ditch is. There's this rip-rop channel that comes down. The Part B boundary is basically right on that
Yeah.
that rock channel that comes from this pond down to the lower ditch,
And that's where Kenny fell, Rob, right there on that top of that berm, right where that first
so that's
part
where
of
Part B
riprap
starts.
is.
So everything from that point to us, and that point around the corner here in the clear cut is Part B.
Now, we, on the last site visit, we went out through that clear cut, but they stopped us approximately 100 feet from the end and refused to let us go any farther. They refused to let me or Jeff or anyone in our group, Paul Corbett Brown, to check that debris that's piled in the bottom, because when you do a windrow like that, if there's anything that would be like a human bones, any skeletal remains, or possibly any artifacts, they would end up on the bottom of that windrow that you see there. And that's approximately 2,500 feet that they mined out through there. Why would you pay a mining company to go and mine 2,500 feet and they never took 1 ounce, lump of coal out of it? Not one.
Right, with over half a mile of disturbance.
Why would you pay for a half a mile of disturbance and not take any coal out? And Jonathan, the state inspector, pointed out that where that is, that supposedly, whatever that is, that was supposed to be over 90 foot higher on the mountain up here where this solid row of trees is. Why would they drop down 90 feet? And just for the record book, where that's disturbed there would have been where the defensive forces, Don Chafin's troops, would have drugged their machine guns up the hill here. That's what the historians say. So, I mean, I find that amazing. And that is that's surface disturbance in a direct violation of the permit that they were issued. And Mark Taylor of the Corps of Engineers, along with Jonathan, investigated disturbance in January or February of 2012 at my request and never issued a site visit report, never contacted me, and has refused to this day to release any information as to why he didn't cite them for a violation of that permit.
But this
No.
is the Spruce Fork.
Go, start again. I interrupted you.
This is the Spruce Fork Ridge line. We're standing on the old CCC road that was constructed in the mid-30s. If you follow this road out that way, it goes out to Route 17 in the Blair Gap. Probably about 2 miles away from there.
Now, Kenny, we're looking at a road that leads up this hill here. Can you explain what this is?
Okay, this is another logging road.
When was it
It
constructed?
was constructed around 2009, and I'm sure it disturbed quite a bit of the battlefield up there because there's trenches up there, foxholes, trenches, and I'd like to go up there and see what they did do to it.
Now, Kenny, is it true that Susan Pierce has challenged Greg Wooten or NRP about what occurred up here.
Well,
She has
yeah,
written them
yeah.
an official letter saying that
They logged it really heavily in 2009 and disturbed quite a bit of the battlefield.
without complying with 106 requirements as it would be required by state and federal law. So right here is proof. You can see this is a direct entry onto the battlefield here, and it's plain that they took excavators and dozers up this hill, and who knows, we haven't even seen what's up on top yet, because as citizens we're not allowed to be over here, because you see private property, you see gates, you see lots of things that forbid us from coming in here.
Okay, thanks, Kenny. Go ahead.
Okay, we're on the Spruce Fork Ridge, overlooking the left fork of Beach Creek, which is where the miners, which was occupied by the miners. And this would have been a defensive position used by Don Chafin's army. While they dug in up here, there should be trenches here. I don't see any right here in this area, but there should be some facing left fork. It's just part of the Blair Mountain battlefield. It's within the nomination area. Plus, it's threatened by Part B of Camp Branch surface mine. We're on the north end of that right now.
Now we're in a clearing.
What's that?
We're in a clearing. Is that at all significant?
Okay, this has all been disturbed by logging that occurred back in 2009. It looks like they did a lot of surface disturbance here. Could have done a lot of damage to the battlefield. Covered a lot of trenches, destroyed trenches, foxholes, and all that.
What's going through your mind right now when you see this kind of disturbance? How does that? What's going through your mind when you see disturbances like this?
Well, I mean, this is destroying our history. This is an important part of labor history here, occurred right here in 1921. So this is slowly being, little by little, piece by piece, being destroyed. And it should be saved for, it should be a national park, really, at least a national landmark, national monument.
We think this depression here is one of approximately 5 that were in this direct area prior to this deforestation that occurred in 2009. And the reason this is important, this is where the defenders, the army of the coal companies, would have entrenched themselves to repel the coal miners coming up this side of the mountain. And as you can see, there's approximately, I think, 55 acres here that has been disturbed, and you can see trees cut down, you can see excavator tracks, you can see shove-ups from dozer blades, and the property line is right here. That triple ribbon on that tree, notice where the damage stops? Look at all those trees out through are intact. Why would Natural Resource Partners, bonded on Alpha, allow this to happen on a historic battlefield without an archaeological survey being done? But less than 25 feet from here, it's intact by another coal company. Wonder why they come here on this one piece of ground and decide just take a few of these trees out and tear up Jack. I mean, wasn't that tree right there worth cutting? I mean, that's a prime tree. Look down through there, you can see lots of prime oak down through there. You look over in this direction, you see prime oak, but look what they've done. They've cleared this for the battlefield or where the battles occurred. So, why is this important? Because in 1921, coal miners decided to break the chain of indentured servitude or slavery, and they were willing to die for it to make a difference. And they armed themselves because they couldn't get any satisfaction from the government or the authorities, and they came up here and they intended to put the unions in Domingo County and Logan County where they belonged.
Now that's nasty, Betty.
I was looking for him. How come he ain't here? How come he ain't here with the West Virginia State Trooper with the gun?
Don't remember exact length of it.
But is this the short? This is the dirt one, so this must be the 4,000. Okay. My God, look over there, and look at the deer. I'm on that damn airstrip. I swear people tell me I'm insane for saying there's an airstrip. I got pictures of Alpha and the Brigadier General on it, you know what I mean? Why people just wow, Jonathan, this, man, how long have they been doing this shit?
I don't remember the exact time that this was activated.
Yeah.
When they first started the permit up here, it was maybe 2005, 2006.
So this is 6 years worth? About